Eamon O'Carroll, you mentioned after the game against Swinton at the weekend that it's a really exciting time heading into playoff week. How are you and the boys handling this week?
Yeah, I just want the boys to enjoy it. We've obviously got some work to do, but we was in Tuesday. Main focus of that was spending some time together and going through our review of Swinton. But tonight's our biggest night, so generally Thursday's our biggest training night. So looking forward to that. We've got 2 more training sessions together, so just want to enjoy it. And for them to be excited, we'll make sure that we build the week in the right way. We didn't do it too early in the week, but we'll get some bits done tonight.
How important is that good preparation?
Yeah, mate, it is with every game. Like, we won't prepare any different to what we normally do. I think normally we get our preparation right. It is one thing that we spoke about on Tuesday. I thought the less attention to detail and the way they attack the training during the week leading into the Swinton game was fantastic. It's important we replicate that now.
Does playoff week bring any added pressures to you and your side, do you feel?
Oh, excitement. Obviously there's the pressure that if you get it wrong, you're out and that's your season done. And I'm not ready to finish the season yet with this group. We've got a couple of boys leaving and I want to make sure that we go as far as we possibly can. So yeah, that's probably the pressure there, but I think it's more excitement than anything.
Has there been much celebration, praise, reflectance for that third place finish, especially when you factor in the injury suspensions that you've had to overcome?
Oh, a little bit. We did speak about it, but not too much. What I really like about the group is that they probably feel disappointed that we didn't finish second, and I think that's really good. But we do have to recognise where we are, what we've been through this year, and where we've finished. It's huge credit to the playing group.
The club always said though that it was going to target a top 4 finish and a home playoff tie. In your first season as head coach at the Bradford Bulls, that must be pleasing for you personally to achieve that goal and aim of the club.
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm lucky. I've got a great group and good support network around me. The most important thing is we make that count now.
On Sunday, Bradford host Featherstone. It's going to be a physical, bruising encounter between 2 great clubs. It should be a real good occasion.
Yeah, it will be. I'm looking forward to it. They're always good games. I think it probably doesn't get better for the neutral. For the last game that we played in it probably had everything, didn't it? So we're going to have to be very good. We know the qualities of Featherstone, and if we're not at our best, they'll take advantage of that. So we're going to have to be very good.
Obviously, and it goes without saying, knockout rugby league, no second chances. Both Bradford and Featherstone promoting this as a do or die game. These are the games with the greatest risk reward that you want to be involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you referenced before about celebrating that we finished third. The reason why you want to finish as high up is so that you're involved with games like this. This is the best time of the year. This is what I want the lads to be excited about, and have that little bit of eagerness and that worry really in the back of the mind that if they don't nail the job, then we're done for the year. So I really like it. This is what we do it for. This is why we come to work every day, and I want to make sure that the sacrifices the lads have made are worth it.
How do you communicate the importance of that to the players, especially perhaps those that have recently joined from overseas who might not be too familiar with how everything works over here?
I think we've got a group here that know what it's about, why you work so hard during the year to give yourself the opportunity to be in playoffs, and everyone knows that it's like you said before, do or die. So I think it's important that we all understand that, and the players do, but ultimately we've got a job to do. We can't let the emotion side of it be our driver. We've got to focus on some of the things that we've been trying to do over the last month, which I'm really happy with, and understand that we need to be better in some aspects as well.
These big games bring that excitement, but they also must test the nerves. How are you feeling personally?
Yeah, good. I'm excited. I feel like I'm using that word a lot, but I really am. This is what we do. I would hate to be finished now, and that's my driver, because I don't want to be finished next week either. I want to continue. So I think it helps knowing that if you win, where you're going. But fully focused on the task in hand. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to have to be very good. We'll have to be at our best.
Do you feel that your experiences of big knockout games can help calm the nerves of the side?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they'll be nervous. I really don't. They'll have that bit in the back of the mind because they won't want to finish it. They're a really close group, and like I said before, we've got some lads leaving, so I want to be together as long as we possibly can. So No, the other bit is me just making sure that, you know, with the experience that I've been lucky to have, that we make this count now. We don't want to just finish the year and say, oh, we finished third, that's it. We want to say, you know, we managed to get ourselves into a semi-final, and we managed to get ourselves into a grand final and give ourselves an opportunity to win it.
You've referenced players leaving. Is that something you can harness as a positive?
Yeah, we'll probably speak about that later on in the week as a group together. But as I said before, the boys are fully aware of the situation in which we're at, and you know, I'm very lucky that they're a really close group, so we can probably use that to our advantage.
In effect, a whole season's work is on the line for 80 minutes for both clubs on Sunday.
Yeah, it is, and that's what's so good about our sport. You get to this point now, and these are the games that you want to be involved in. So I certainly want to be involved in them. I just want to make sure that we can go as far as we possibly can. And
some good respect from the Rugby Football League in appointing Aaron Moore a Super League official for this one.
Yeah. Look, we won't buy into that too much. We just focus on our own job.
You played Featherstone at Odsal 7 weeks ago, a game where there's a lot of things that went right, but also a lot of things that went wrong. Is there any lessons from that game that you can take from that one into this one?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been using that, you know, probably for the last 6 weeks or so, to be honest with you. I thought we did some really good things in that game, but what hurt ourselves massively as well. And you know, Featherstone are a team that will feed off that. You know, they've got some quality throughout their squad. You have to be very good and you have to be very disciplined against them.
Some might say Featherstone have limped into the playoffs, just one win in 4, and obviously needing Dewsbury to beat Sheffield. Just how dangerous are they?
Yeah, I don't buy into that, to be honest with you, because they put themselves in a position to finish in the playoffs. So yeah, I think they've been really competitive. You know, we talk about what we've been through this year. I think they've been through their own adversity as well. So you look at their squad, there's quality throughout. So I don't really buy into that. I know that they ended up getting in at the 11th hour on the last round of fixtures, but they've earned the right to be in there. So I think they're a real competitive team, and we'll have to be good.
You mentioned obviously some strike from them: Callum Atkins, Ben Reynolds, Connor Jones, good string pullers that do have that strike.
Yeah, complemented with a real strong pack as well. So I think they've got quality throughout. Like I said, we played them a couple of times this year, so they'll know what we're about and we know what they're about. As I said before, we're going to have to be very good.
Is that what you're expecting on Sunday, Eamon? A real battle royal between two big physical bruising packs?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think throughout, you know, they've got some quality on their edges as well. So, but so have we. So we'll make sure we're planned and ready to go.
How important is that mental attitude for your side, knowing 80 minutes is a long time in a game of rugby?
Yeah, I'd be worried if we didn't have that right now at this stage with what's on the line. So yeah, it's really important. I think what is important in these games is that you remain calm and you stick to the plan. You know, there's a reason why there's a plan in place and the reason why we practice. Generally, the teams that stay the calmest and stick to that, you know, and have that element of patience, which you're going to need in these big top-end games, you know, generally come out on top.
Is that something you'll communicate with the leadership group, those players who've been in these games? Probably thinking along the lines of Michael Lawrence.
No, everyone really, because it's going to take the squad to get it done. Not just the 17, it's going to take the squad. You know, we speak to the staff as well about making sure that we're all on, and I've got a big job to make sure that we're planned and prepped, and practice is the right thing for us, and we'll make sure we do that.
Faultless defensively last week. How important is it that continues on Sunday?
Yeah, huge. Like the defence will win you the game. Absolutely, I'm a big believer in that. All my messages down to the sideline at weekend, I think some of the lads were shaking their heads thinking what he's going on about, but it was all about our defence. I didn't reference our attack. The reason why we attack so well is because our attitude to defend, and we still got some things wrong. We got broke a couple of times. Our effort to get back and stop that was fantastic, but I think that's a good warning shot for us. We're going to have to be very good against Featherstone because they'll challenge us in those areas. This
is clearly a big game where every player wants to play in. How many selection headaches have you had going into this game against Featherstone?
Yeah, we'll have a couple. And it's a good position to be in. You know, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago we're probably not in this, but those conversations when I was leaving people out probably a little bit easier because I could back it up with footage and say what they're not doing. Now I'm going to have to pick a team that I feel like is best and make sure that we've got cover for everywhere. So yeah, there'll be some difficult conversations, but again, I'm very lucky we've got a great group here and they've got a team first mentality and they know that they'll still play a part in it and help us prepare the best we can.
Would you say that you've got your strongest available team available to you for this fixture?
Yeah.
You rested Kevin Appo, Michael Lawrence, Jamie Knockingbar against Swinton. I presume they're fit, ready to go, and presumably in contention this weekend.
Yeah, we just had to be smart. You know, I was tossing and turning, and it kept me up all night whether to play Bruno or not. But he's just so important to us, and I felt like it was the right thing. Last time we rested him, his response to that was fantastic in the game that he played after. So, and knocking a couple of the other boys, they just played big minutes, and had a couple of issues there, so we felt it was right to rest them.
Just a little bit on Kevin Appo. Obviously, there's been 31 competitive games for Bradford this season. He's only missed 2, Toulouse away and Swinton last Sunday. On the radio every week, we do a man of the match where the listeners decide, and Kevin Appo has effectively won Bradford's man of the match for the season.
Oh, right, brilliant. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. What a great guy, and done a great job for us this year, moving into the back row. He just got a lot of trust in him when we needed to do that. I spoke to him about playing there, and he was just like, I'll do anything for the team, and I think he's made that spot his now. What I really like about him is just his talk. I know the fancy, the bits where he's crashing into the line and offloading and making breaks, but defensively his talk is outstanding. I think he does a great job, and not only that, he's giving that full left edge, some real confidence. So I think that's a great sign when your teammates value what you do.
Aribi Doro and Sam Hallis have had a few niggles in the last couple of weeks. What's the latest with those two?
Yeah, they're both looking good. So tonight's our biggest night in terms of training. So we'll put them through it a little bit tonight and see how they respond. But I'm quite confident.
George Tafua back from suspension. How much of a boost is that for you, especially when you look at Featherstone's edge of Gareth Gale, Greg Eden, Greg Minikin, Connor Wynne?
Yeah, big boost. We missed him. We always do when we miss Georgia. So again, he's very similar to Kev, really valued within the group. So it'll be good to have him back in contention.
You've got 3 players available for 2 half-back spots. How much of a conundrum is that? Jordan Lilly, Lee Gaskell, Jared Samet conundrum for you?
Yeah, it's a good position for us to be in. Like I said before, when you get into these games, you need to make sure that you've got the right balance and the right cover. So that's not to say all 3 won't feature, but we'll be clearer tonight after we've practiced.
It's evident there's going to be players who've played in many games this season, not selected for the big one. How do you deal with that, perhaps player disappointment?
Yeah, you just have to be honest. I think all players value that, whether it's the message that they want to hear or not. And that's the big thing, and making them understand that they've played a big part in putting us in this position, and what's to say that they don't continue to play after that. I just think it's important again that the squad is the right squad for us. If anything kind of goes wrong on the field or we need to make some changes, we need to make sure we've got the right cover. So I'll communicate that with the players, and as I said to you before, we've got a good group. Doesn't mean they won't be disappointed, but they'll crack on and they'll make sure that we prepare the best we can. Home
advantage, a big Bradford crowd here. How can you use that to your advantage?
Yeah, I hope so. It certainly had that emotional factor to it for the players. They'll feel that more than me. Obviously, I'm in my box. So, but no, it's an important one. Like there's no point us working hard to finish third and then not recognising that and not feeling that advantage. So the boys reference it all the time. We've had some great games here where they've really turned out in numbers. So I'm expecting the same this week.